Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
What did you just panic about?
I'm trying to tell you that the episode title is The Fly.
That is incorrect. If you're listening to my brother Justin, the episode title is still the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. The notification, however, was about the
Whatever.
fly. So
Did you
maybe
change
you and
it?
my brother should get your facts straight before you start spreading misinformation.
I wasn't done getting ready.
Well, you should have been. You know what time the show starts. You know that we were live. What were you doing, Carla
Uh,
Marie?
I was tracking my AirPods because I got a notification that they moved.
Oh yeah. So what's the latest on the AirPods? On
So if
your
you don't know,
detective work?
my AirPods got stolen. I left my AirPods either in an Uber or on an airplane. They were removed from that location and taken to what looks like a warehouse
Mm-hmm.
in Dallas, Texas. If anything, they may have like moved a desk over. They didn't like leave the place.
Okay.
So
It tells you by like that specifically where your stuff is.
I, I don't know because I'm never normally tracking things like this. So I think they moved within this location. I really do. And that's what just happened. So I pinged it again.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Uber told me that they are sending me a new pair. So if I do end up getting these back and Uber sends me a new pair, I'll, I guess, give them away on the show.
That would be nice. Let's see. Anthony's mic got quieter. Let me turn my microphone up here. And that.
I did try calling, by the way, the location that they're at.
Oh yeah, what happened?
It was like it gave me a like answering system. I don't know, like they could have been closed because of the time difference, but they shouldn't have been. It was like still normal business hours. And then it was like, if you know the person like you want to reach or whatever. And then at the end, it gave me someone's name, and it was like, if you're trying to reach, and it was like, I think it's like Barry Singleton. So I started like going on a Google hunt for this
Well,
man
but what
and
was
his
the business
LinkedIn.
though? What was the business that it said you were reaching? Like, what does Barry do?
So the company that what I started noticing when I was typing in this address is several companies were coming up, and they were all cleaning companies that either supply or build car washes. And one of them is Progressive Wash Solutions. One is
Whoa,
Wash
say that.
Solutions.
Slow it down there. Did you just have a stroke?
Progressive Wash Solutions.
Okay, that's much better.
Then Wash Solutions, and then Extreme, which is just XTREEM, and it's the same thing. It's a wash company.
All right, so they all do the same. It's probably all the same company, and they've got
It is, but it's
different
V
brands
shady.
that do different like types of cleaning or supply different things or whatever it is, or maybe different price points.
Like EMH Media has the Carla Anthony Show, the Morning Show podcast.
Yeah, but those are different products. You know, like I would compare it more to like how Lincoln and Ford are the same company, and Lincoln trucks are essentially the same as Ford trucks. They're just a little more expensive. They've got more of the bells and whistles. So I think it's more like that. Or what's another one? I think Honda and Acura are the same company. Lexus
That
and
makes
Toyota
sense.
are the same company, and they just create the same product, and they created at different price points. And then isn't there something with furniture too? Aren't some of those furniture
Oh,
websites? They're
yeah.
like they'll sell the actual same thing.
So, like, that's rude.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about? See the difference though with Cadillac. So Justin brought up Cadillac and Mini Cooper. Those are different products. Like it's not like you're buying a Cadillac that looks exactly like a Mini Cooper. Does anyone know the furniture thing I'm talking about? A Wayfair is a bunch of different companies.
Well, I think it was something with Wayfair where it's the same product, but just under a different brand name on the same website.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure that's what it was.
Or
I
how
think so.
Expedia owns basically every travel website that you've ever gone to in your life.
Excuse me.
It's kind of wild. Let's see. So someone said where'd it go? The Honda Pilot and the Acura MDX are the same. Are they really? They're the same car? I did not know that.
What?
Where'd you go, Carla Marie?
I'm here.
That's weird because I do not see you anymore. Oh, there. You just like disappeared and came back real quick.
It's weird. God.
Maybe drink some water. Oh, it's Stupid Stanley. You know what I have noticed as Carly
Why is
Marie
this
comes?
happening, Tones?
It's okay. We're not going to panic. We're just going to deal with it. I'm sure you'll pop back in a second. But I did notice something as I've gone to the LA Fitness here in New Jersey. Now that I've been here for about a week, I don't see any Stanleys in New Jersey.
Because people in New Jersey, no, that's not true. My whole family has them, and my mom blinged out the bottom of hers.
Well, maybe your family doesn't go to the gym.
They don't. So
Okay, and you still haven't come back yet, which is weird.
yeah, I know. It's on your end. You did something.
No, I didn't. But I really haven't done anything. Anyway, I haven't seen one big Stanley at the LA Fitness here. And speaking of gyms in New Jersey,
They're walking around with milk jugs full of water.
and well, speaking of gyms in New Jersey, I got to go to a place called Jersey Barbell with my cousin George. It's in Wayne. And what was cool, I did an actual quick video about it that I'm going to post at some point, maybe. It's in the place where Fountains of Wayne used to be, if you're familiar with that on, I guess, Route 23.
I love that place.
And Fountains of Wayne, I never went there as a kid, but
You didn't?
Why would I go to Fountains of Wayne? What fountain was I buying at 13?
Are you kidding? Are you even from New Jersey? You'd need to leave.
Why would you go to Fountains of Wayne?
Because at Christmas time, they would turn it into like this Christmas village. And it was almost like, you know, when you go through It's a Small World and you go through all the countries, it was like that, but you would walk through and there would be like there would be decorations for like every country and how they celebrated Christmas through the whole thing. And it was like also things that you could buy once you left it, but it was like this whole walk through Christmas wonderland. And it was like all different countries and different like color schemes and everything.
Never knew about it.
Yeah.
Didn't even
know
that
it was so
existed.
cool.
But so Jersey Barbell is in where Fountains of Wayne used to be. And I think it's like 3 different businesses that are there now. I don't know how big Fountains of Wayne actually used to be. I don't know if it was the entire, was it the whole like building? Okay,
yeah.
So Jersey Barbell is only a third of the building. But it is very much like a Jersey meathead gym in a good way. I'm not making fun of it. It is meant for power lifters. It is meant for like big, strong humans to go in there. There's maybe 4 pieces of cardio equipment in the whole place.
Meg just said, wait, so is the band Fountains of Wayne from New Jersey? Yes. And they named themselves after that place. Yep. That's Stacy's mom, right?
Was that Bowling for Soup or Fountains of Wayne?
Definitely not Bowling for Soup. Yes. Cheetah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I went and me and my cousin George got this meathead workout that we decided to do. And
was it not your normal routine?
No,
you Google.
I basically just followed what George was doing, and then he asked me to put a couple exercises in there, so we did some of my exercises that I've made up on my own.
When is the last time you got to work out with a bro?
Man, it's a good question. A long, long time, because even when I was living in New Jersey before we moved, it's not like I was going to the gym with any of my friends. If anything, it would have been when we were doing P90X in our apartment.
Yeah, because I feel like you didn't really go to the gym in New Jersey. You did at-home workouts.
I did, but I would also go. There was a Crunch gym in Hoboken that I went to, and there was also a New York sports club in Hoboken that I went to. But that's not the point. The point is, as I was at this meathead gym, I looked up at the wall and realized they had a bunch of merch. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get myself a Jersey Barbell shirt. And I found the most obnoxious New Jersey leopard print shirt that you could buy. And this is what I now have.
It's like, are you wearing it ironically or because you love leopard?
Both. No, I don't love leopards. I did love leopards as a kid. That was like my favorite animal. But I
supporting the cats.
I'm not like a leopard print person. But I just figured every woman who has grown up in New Jersey has worn leopard print at some point. It's a very New Jersey thing, or cheetah, whatever. Yeah. So I see that print and I associate it with New Jersey.
Absolutely. And I used to make fun of my sister because she was still wearing cheetah print when it was kind of the point when people stopped wearing it. I was like, dude, you can't please stop with the cheetah. And there's a different so there's different kinds of cheetah print. There's this is cheesy and this is nice.
So what's the difference?
Then it just I think the amount or the size of the print.
Okay.
So it went away. And then it started to make a comeback. And I started wearing it. My sister was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "This is different than the kind you were wearing."
Well, there was a more like muted version of this. It was like I would call it like a sand color, if that makes sense. And they didn't. I was gonna get that one originally, but they didn't have it in a large, so I went with the full-on obnoxious cheetah print. And I will say this about the gym that I went to, and maybe because it was more power lifter intense, or it was clearly built for power lifters. There were maybe 3 women that I saw there the entire 2 hours we were there.
Wow.
And it wasn't like a packed gym. It's not a huge space. So I'd say overall I maybe saw 30 people. But not a lot of women there. My cousin was saying, he said that he almost never sees women in this gym.
Because it's like a powerlifting gym?
Maybe, but there's also women powerlifters. You know, it's not like women can't do
Not in New
deadlifts
Jersey.
and squats and
They're all here.
I will say that is one of the differences that I've seen in working out in Seattle and working out in Jersey is in Seattle, and maybe it's just the LA Fitness that I go to, there are way more women that are doing powerlifting
Yeah.
exercises. Like I see way more women doing deadlifts, way more women doing back squats, way more women doing even bench press.
You're
Those are
also
like the big 3.
comparing you're also comparing a major city to
Yes.
a state or a
to
part
a suburb.
of,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it does make it a little different, but I don't know. I don't get the fit vibe from women in New Jersey. I don't mean that like they're unhealthy and out of shape at all. I mean, like, I feel like people here, like, I got to stay in shape because I got to go on a hike and do things and be outdoors, where people in New Jersey are like Jaeger bombs.
Well, yeah, they've got to make sure they've got their upper body workout so they can fist pump, the whole time. And then what else do you have to worry about in New Jersey with a workout? Your neck exercises?
No, you're actually supposed to do that though.
What, just stick your neck out?
It's supposed to help with there's something, it's this or this. It's supposed to help with this and tech neck.
Tech neck? Oh, from like looking down all the time? Wait, so what's wait, explain this exercise? Because I don't think you're doing it right.
Let me look. I saved it. Hold on. Also,
Is it like with weights? Because they were like when I played
No.
football,
Oh,
we did like neck exercises with weights.
no, it's not that.
Or you'd have a partner exercise where they would push on your head and you have to push
Oh,
the other
my-
way. And then
I have a rib
this.
out of place. This is not fun right now.
We would do it as a whole team, and you'd have to do your neck pushes in 4 different directions, and then you'd switch with your partner.
Come on. I got a ton of things saved in my workout bookmark. But maybe I didn't save that. Oh, what's this?
Oh, good
don't
question
know.
from Scotty. He said, how could you do anything there with the Achilles? So I tore my Achilles. And really, other than, deadlifts and squats at the moment, I can do most exercises. Even yesterday when I went back to LA Fitness here in Paramus, and I was doing leg extensions. I could do leg curls. I can't really do like standing leg exercises, basically. But anything else I can do.
Okay, I think it's called a chin tuck.
So that doesn't look like you're doing exercise. What are you supposed to do? Tell the class.
This, maybe?
What?
Oh,
Are
man,
you
that
reading the
really...
article or what'd you just do?
Yeah, I was looking at
What
the
does
photo.
it say?
So,
And then you push your chin out. Okay.
man,
Let's see
maybe...
if-
So I have a rib out of place right now. It does not make sleeping fun. It doesn't make doing really anything fun. And it goes from the back into my chest to the pain. So I haven't worked out in like 2 days, but today is the timed mile at Orange Theory, and I haven't really been running, so I'm curious to see how I do compared to like last time, which was one of my best mile times ever. But I'm working out with our friends Kara and Alexis
Oh,
today.
cool.
We're taking class together.
And you're all going to
This
do the
after
timed mile together.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just gotta beat them.
I was going to say, are you secretly going to have a competition, or
Probably.
are you going to actually tell them that you're all? I think you should all wager
Bet?
lunch.
Well, we're okay. We're
You
going
should.
at 4:15.
Okay, wager whatever meal you eat after 4:15. Who the loser has to buy the other two people, or maybe the two slowest times have to buy food for the winner.
Okay, maybe. Oh, that would be cool. They won't. They're not gonna take me up on that
Why not?
because I'm always posting about like how I'm so fit, but am I actually?
Probably. I mean,
They're probably like, "Oh man, you're always posting about working out."
so you think you're gonna intimidate them into not taking the bet? That makes sense. Carlin, are you gonna move over a little bit and center yourself? You're like you're drifting a little bit to the side. There you go.
Wait, I gotta show off my bruise.
Oh, the one you posted on Instagram? I feel like this is gonna get to a weird place for the chat.
I'm spinning.
You're gonna fall. You're absolutely gonna fall.
Oh, it's that way. Did you see it?
Yes.
So I was just on a teeter-totter. I didn't really even know that I did anything
Who calls
wrong.
it a teeter-totter? It's a seesaw.
Well, they're called teeter-totters there. I do call it a seesaw,
Okay.
but I think there was like a specific name because they were like the football chain things at training camp.
Okay.
There was a reason they were called that. Whatever. I didn't even know I did any, like it didn't really hurt. And afterwards I got off of it and I looked down and it was red, or I just know.
Yeah.
I literally know when it's going to be bruised. I was like, oh, here we go. And then it started getting worse and worse throughout the day. And it's so annoying because we have a game Saturday and it looks like it's actually going to cool down. So I may be able to wear jeans, but if not, like I can't be on the field with this. I'm going to have to do like intense makeup to it.
You can put I guess if you could put makeup on your face, you could put makeup on your leg. Like it'll.
I have nipples, Greg.
Let's see. Erica P said I had a bruise like that once. It was a softball hitting my shin. Yeah, but that's a reason you should have a bruise. If you get hit with a softball, you should have a bruise. Speaking of which, and I just saw him post the other day, we had a friend who used to work with us in radio at Z100. His name was Seth. And Seth used to invite me to all of these softball games that he would play. He was in like a competitive men's league, and anytime they needed an extra person, he would ask me to go play with him. And even though I played shortstop and second base in high school, once I took a break from playing baseball, I really just became like an outfielder in any sort of like intramural softball game, or rec softball game. And for whatever reason, that game, they had me line up or take shortstop. I said, okay, whatever. I used to play. I can figure it out. So we're all warming up. And it was one of the leagues where you had to have like at least one woman on the field at all times, or two women, whatever the number was. And he had this girlfriend at the time who was also playing with us. And part of this is her fault, and part of it was a wild throw on my part. But I've never met this woman before in my life, and she was running from the bench to her spot where she was going to be in like right center field.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was taking my warm-up throws in the infield, like fielding ground balls, throwing them over to first. And she ran way too close to the first baseman, but my throw was also a little off, and I cracked her in the face. This woman that I had never seen before. And it was, I don't even know if they were dating that long. So it was his girlfriend.
Are they married now?
No. Maybe I ruined that relationship. Maybe that impact of the softball in her head changed whatever timeline we're in. But man, I felt so
So
terrible.
did she have a bruise? Like, is that where this came from?
Well,
or
she
what?
went down pretty hard, and by the end of the game, she had a bruise. Like, I feel like I hit her in the side of the head, like right up here, and it was definitely a big lump. Softball, man, it's dangerous.
Well, thank you for stealing my bruise story.
Well, your bruise story was you have a bruise, and you were on a teeter-totter. It's not a story.
No, I have to be in front of 70,000 people.
Which you told us. Yes.
Well, I don't know what to do. And it's 90 degrees right now.
Well, we went through the options. You wear pants or you put makeup on. So we hit all of the things that you wanted to talk about. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What other bruise related topic or comments did you have, Carla
Well,
Marie?
I'm going to go get medicine today.
For what?
My bruise.
There's bruise medicine,
Arnica. I used to have it. I don't have it right now. There's like a cream and then a pill you can take.
and it's supposed to what, like make it go away?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Faster. Normally I have bruises for 2 to 3 weeks, so we'll see.
Let's see. Shane FC said, "What about putting some moleskin over it?"
The hell is that?
I don't know.
The only moleskin I know is like the journal.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's in such a weird spot that if I'm wearing shorts that long and because I'm short, I'm just going to look like a little stump.
Oh, like
Let's
if you
see.
wear. Okay, I get what you're saying.
We will see what happens.
Like if you wear shorts down to your knees. What is your normal preferred short length?
Um, Middle of my upper part of my leg.
So you're not
My
like
preferred.
so you're not like super short.
I used to be. Like there was a time I'd say until I was 28 where if the shorts went to my fingertips, ew, I would never.
What do you mean
They had
fingertips?
like finger when you put your arms down,
Oh, okay.
like they had to be shorter than that.
Okay.
And then I started being like, there's nothing comfortable about this. And then my thighs started rubbing together even more, and I was like, this is miserable. And then the shorts are going into your crotch to the point where you're in pain all day.
Have they made any like clothing tech advancements where that doesn't happen? Where you can wear short shorts and they don't like
No,
do that?
no. I mean, there's like
Or is it the type of
pant shorts
material?
that aren't. Yeah, there's also type of material, so it's not as bad if they're not as tight. And there's different things you can do. I found a decent pair of jeans last year, or jean shorts from Madewell, but they got a little snug, so I'm running into that issue.
Do you think if your legs didn't rub, do you think you'd wear shorter shorts? Because you mentioned
No,
that as one of the reasons that you don't.
because they still go up my butt and
Okay.
into my.
Listen, I don't care what shorts. It's weird that I don't actually.
I wear my bike shorts all the
I
time.
can't really think of you in shorts outside of bike shorts or gym shorts.
Yeah, I have my jean shorts. I wear them like every emo night.
You got me.
The black ones.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you expect me to remember that?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Rebecca in Jacksonville. I live in bike shorts too.
Yeah.
And there's also
The
obviously
one
different lengths of, or is bike shorts, are those like a
there's
standard length?
no, there's sometimes there's a 5 inch, which is super short. There's an 8 inch, and I think there's a 10 or 11 inch.
Because I wear 5-inch shorts.
I wear 8 inch.
So you wear, I mean, theoretically, like your shorts would still be shorter on me than they are on you because I'm taller. But compared to our bodies, you wear longer shorts than I do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Rebecca
Also,
in Jacksonville said, "I love the ones you sent the link for on Amazon Day." Yeah, those are my favorites because they have pockets. The one I'm wearing now, they're actually from high school, and the only reason they still fit is because they've lost their like elasticity. So they still fit for that reason. But these were like my under track shorts, which is so funny. If I was like running now, I would not be wearing these cotton shorts. I'd have like this cool new tech I don't even know about.
So I will say, for the mailman said I hate wearing shorts. I agree. I very rarely wear non-workout shorts. I don't even think right now. I don't think I have a pair of
You don't.
non-workout shorts. I used to have.
You have sweatpants.
I used to have one pair. Yeah, that's like for sleeping. I used to have one pair of khaki shorts and one pair of jean shorts, but I don't think either of those fit me anymore. Although now that I haven't been able to do leg exercises, they might fit me again because I have noticed in the last couple of weeks my legs have gone like.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I got little toothpicks that I'm standing on. I am going to look like the meme dog. You know, the dog that gets really tough and jacked? Do you know what I'm talking about, Carla Murray?
No.
Oh, man. It's like, here, let me pull it up on the screen. Oh, that was actually pretty fast.
Did you move me on purpose?
No, but
What if you could
oh god, I don't need this.
make up to $200
Shut
an hour?
up, YouTube. This one. Is it on the screen? No, it's not. Let me add another window capture. Carlimer keeps coming and going, but I don't know entirely why. Or exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so this is the dog I'm
Oh.
talking about. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look like that dog,
You're gonna be like Johnny Bravo.
like little baby legs, and all upper body. That's exactly what I'm gonna look like. All right, let me see if I can get Carla Marie back on the screen now. There we go.
So happy National Black Cat Day. Gonna
Is that all you were
celebrate.
gonna say?
Gonna celebrate with John Man today.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Posting some pics to him. As soon as I woke up today, I was like, "Happy Black Cat Day, John Man," and he was like, he literally looked at me like, "Bitch, why are you talking to me so early?"
Yeah, because he doesn't know what you're talking about.
No, he does.
No,
he definitely
doesn't.
does. Oh my god, they do. So they know.
Yeah, I
And-
also might end up being the skipped leg day meme. I can't wait till someone says like, "Oh, bro, you skipped a leg day," and I'm gonna go, "Well, I couldn't do leg day for 3 months, asshole."
Because I was handicapped.
Yeah, and I will say I think they need more handicap spots here in New Jersey as well. It took me like a solid 20 minutes to get a spot when I went to Costco yesterday in Wayne. And
So
part
New
of it is-
Jersey doesn't. You're saying New Jersey doesn't care about disabled people?
Yes. Yes, I am. Because even at LA Fitness, not a lot of spots. Luckily, I was able to get one each day I went. But then Costco yesterday, and part of it was because one guy was just sitting in his car for like ever. I don't know what the hell he was doing there, but it takes a while.
Fred the Mailman said that your shirt makes you look like you're married to Ray Liotta and Goodfellas.
That's kind of the point. That was actually the point.
That's
My
funny.
Jersey Barbell shirt. And I did say I was they had a red hat that said Jersey Barbell with this logo, and it's very similar to how Rutgers sometimes has like the
Oh,
New Jersey map on a lot of their gear. And I remember telling my cousin, I was like offended that they didn't have a Seton Hall one. And as I said that, the guy pointed over to the side and they had the exact Seton Hall colors as well. So they, just like we sold a Rutgers themed shirt and a Seton Hall themed shirt, they're doing the same thing.
so you didn't get by it?
No, I don't need any more hats. I have so many
But-
hats.
I know. By the way, that when you sent me that shirt, I was gonna say that the font stuff did give a Rutgers vibe.
But it's not.
I almost bought so I flew out of Terminal A at Newark Airport for the first time. Normally we fly out of Terminal B, which is literal trash.
The
Like it
Butthole
smells.
terminal.
It smells. There's like the way it's set up is just idiotic. You're lucky if there's food or a toilet for you to have there. It's just
There's
awful.
a Ruby Tuesdays that's like closed every single day.
It just doesn't make sense. They tried making it look like the boardwalk, but like it kind of also smells like the boardwalk now, so it's awful. But we flew into Terminal A super late. We saw the Rutgers sign and got out of there. But I got to the airport super early and I was just roaming around. I was like, this is so fancy.
Mhm.
Like, and there's like all these like kiosks that are like, are you rah rah? I was like, man, I love it here. This is great.
Mhm.
And I was posting about it and someone messaged me and was like, my husband or my wife, I forget what they said. It runs something for that terminal, and next time you're there, let me know, and they can like take you on the full tour. So I don't know what that
The
means.
tour
but
of the terminal?
I guess
Okay.
I don't know. But I was in one of the shops getting a little like snack before the plane, and they had a New Jersey dad hat, and it was like tan. I was like, I think I didn't buy it, but I was like, I think I need this
Why not?
because I wouldn't wear it in New Jersey, but in Seattle, like I feel like it's a thing. It would be cool. So it was only $21.
Well, I will say what's cool about wearing your state or your school or whatever stuff outside of the general accepted
Right.
area is it does become a conversation starter. The amount of people that I now talk to at the gym because
Yes.
I was wearing a Seton Hall shirt or something along those lines, or like a New Jersey skate shop shirt,
Same.
it's a lot. And even when I
Yeah.
was in the LA Fitness in Dallas, while we were in Dallas for morning show boot camp, there was a guy wearing a Princeton shirt. So I was able to talk to him for a little bit. Turns out he didn't go to Princeton, but he is from the city,
Area.
the town of Princeton. So we were talking about how, you don't often see people wearing New Jersey school things outside of New Jersey. And then the next
Mm,
day I went, same time, saw the same guy. And this time he was wearing a Yankee shirt with a gold chain that had I don't know what the symbol is. It's a Jewish symbol that looks kind of like the pi sign.
okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? If
Yes.
anyone in the chat can tell me what that symbol is called. And I told him, I was like, even though you were wearing a Princeton shirt yesterday, the New York Yankees t-shirt, because it was the very standard like Yankees logo in the corner above like
Oh
the
yeah.
chest.
The
Um,
pocket.
yeah, above the pocket. It was that and a very thin gold chain with a religious charm on it. I was like, that is the New Jersey uniform right there. I would have known the second I saw that guy, even if I didn't see him the day before with a Princeton shirt, I would have known that man was from the state of New Jersey.
So I don't know if we ever talked about this on the show, and we need to. I don't, and Anthony and I don't know where we were when this happened because we were talking about this. Like, we need to talk about it because it's hilarious. We were at, we believe, an influencer event, whether it was Seattle or somewhere else, but it wasn't in New Jersey, and it was like recent. And there was a guy wearing a pink dad hat that said New Jersey. And we were like, "Are you from New Jersey?" And he's like, "Oh no, I just bought this because I thought it was funny." And we were like,
Yeah, he had a layover in New Jersey and bought the hat.
"That's what it was." He had a
Yeah.
layover. And we were like, "Is our culture funny to you, bro?" But we didn't actually say that. But we were like, that was the most bizarre thing that he thinks New Jersey is funny.
This is a good question from Angela in Spokane. She said, what airport is the best one to fly into in New York City if we're planning to go straight to the cruise ship port in Manhattan from
Still
the
Newark.
airport?
Still Newark.
Probably if you're going, because most of the cruise ships are on the West Side Highway, correct?
Yes.
So you could probably still go to Newark. In terms of which airport would be the closest, it might be LaGuardia, but LaGuardia also sucks and has the least options. So Newark is, if you're going straight from the airport to the cruise ships, you still might do Newark.
Look, the chat overwhelmingly
Yeah.
is saying Newark. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because JFK is just so far. It's a really nice airport if you have a reason to be there, but it is very far.
It also depends on the time of day. Also, I would never have my flight be the same day that my cruise is leaving.
In case there's an issue.
No, like they in cruise lines will tell you do not do that. So
Is
I would fly in.
it because
Yeah,
if there might be
'cause-
like a delay or something?
yeah, I would say fly in the day before. Even stay in a hotel in New Jersey because you will save a ton of money
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and then head over.
Yeah. Now, if you're staying at a hotel in New Jersey and you stayed at a hotel near the airport, I wouldn't like walk around the area.
No,
Not
you don't
really
have to
great.
stay in a hotel.
But
You
you can
could
find some
stay in a
decent
hotel
hotels.
on Route 3 and be fine.
You know what you shouldn't do? Your car shouldn't break down in Newark on the way. Did we ever talk about this?
So I had this same question. Then I was like, no, we definitely did.
We'll ask the chat. Hello, chat. Did we ever talk about our issue landing in Newark and trying to get home on Friday night?
Wait, we definitely did talk about this, but I also don't know if I've just told the story to so many other
That could
people
have been
so
it.
many times.
Well, now that Carla Marie has made the story cheap by saying she's told everyone but this chat, let's jump into it.
Wait, we haven't talked about this?
So on Friday night, we left Dallas, Texas when we were at Morning Show Boot Camp to come back to New Jersey because the next afternoon, my family was going to start my dad's side of the family reunion. And it didn't start off great because our flight got delayed 2 or 3 times as we were trying to leave Dallas. So
So we kept drinking at the bar.
Yeah, and we were supposed to land around 11.
11.
We ended up landing around 1:30.
Yeah.
And my brother was going to pick us up. So we get out of the
Michael.
airport. We grab our stuff. Yeah, not Justin, who's in the chat. Michael. So
He's not here to defend himself.
there's nothing to defend. Well, there is, and I'll explain. So we get out, and Michael's going to drive both of us home. So he's going to drop Carla Marie off at her parents' house. And to do that, you take kind of a local highway through Newark, New Jersey.
Route
now,
21.
my
One
cousin-
of the. Sorry.
No, I was going to say.
It's one of. I'll go.
Okay.
One of the most dangerous roads in terms of like car accidents and also just getting murdered.
Yeah, it's not. It's also for a while Newark was like one of the car theft capitals of the world. So just
No,
not.
it still is.
I don't think it is anymore. I think it might still be Camden. But either way, it doesn't matter. Not a great place.
No.
So my cousin Jonathan, who's from Canada, is also with Michael as he's picking us up because he figured, quick trip. We'll go down to the airport, drop everyone off. And Jonathan was staying at a hotel near my parents' house. So we all get in the car. We start driving. And we're on Route 21, right? MacArthur Highway? That's what it's called?
It's Route 21.
In Newark, New Jersey, in the heart of Newark. And if you're familiar, there's like a wing stop right off of MacArthur and Clay. That's where we were.
21 and Clay Street.
So we start going through the intersection. And all of a sudden, the car starts slowing down. And does like a kind of a jerky motion and then just stops.
And we're not in
even
like
smooth. It was just, it slowed down, then jerked a couple times and stopped.
And we're in a nice car. It's not like it's an old car.
Yeah, my parents have the crossover size, the smallest Mercedes SUV you can get. And by chance, the car decided to stop directly next to two police officers. And when I say directly next to, it looks like we tried to get their attention. That's how close we got to these cops.
They were dealing with a motorcycle accident. Everyone's fine. There were two tow trucks taking the motorcycle away. I don't know if there were two, but...
Well, two were called. I guess maybe they got there at the same time and whatever. But we stop, and the first cop turns around and goes, guys, you can't stop here, as if we were trying to do it on purpose. And I understand it looked... Because it worked out so perfectly in terms of where we lined up, it did look like we were stopping there on purpose to talk to the cop. And
I rolled down the window immediately. I was like, "No, we're broken."
Yeah. So the younger cop starts looking around and is like, "This is not good, guys. You're in the middle of the intersection." We said, "We know. We just can't do anything about it."
He literally, you're talking about the tall, skinny cop?
Yes.
Because it was like a movie. We had the tall, skinny cop and then a super short cop, and
it was like the cop version of the Super Mario Brothers.
So the tall, skinny guy was going, "Oh, this is a bad," and he was
when
like,
the light turned green.
He was like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "This man's panicking. We're in trouble."
So he says, he's like, "All right, I need people to come help push the car," and I get out. Originally, he thought I was going to get out and push with my boot, and was very nice and said, "Sir, you have a boot on. Get back in the car." But I took the driver's seat. My cousin Jonathan and my brother Michael, both bigger guys, get out and start pushing the car with these cops. But they start pushing it through the intersection, and we have to cross over 3 lanes to get to the closest parking lot.
Yeah.
As we're doing that, a car, I really don't think the car saw us at all.
No,
they were just making the right-hand turn. They start turning into where we're pushing the car, and the cop calls the guy a jerk off, which was the best.
It was so Jersey.
But you could see when the driver of that car realized that we were pushing a car through the intersection, he was very apologetic. He was like, "I'm so sorry. Didn't see you."
But that is truly how people die. Like the fact that it was absolutely insane. And the part that you missed originally when the cop came up to the car and we were like, "We don't know what's going on." Anthony's like, "I'm going to call my dad." And I'm like, "I'll call my dad." And this cop was probably like, "How old are these people that they're at 2 a.m. like, I'm going to call my dad?"
Well, you got to call the people you know first. So they finally get us into this Wingstop parking lot. And because thankfully, again, there were 2 tow trucks that were called to the same accident. One of the tow trucks, the cops actually told the tow truck, follow us in here. Maybe they'll need a ride. And that guy was super kind because he didn't pressure us into anything. He just said, "Hey, if you need a tow, I'll stay here until you figure it out." And obviously he would have made some money if he told us it wasn't charity.
Yeah, but it was nice.
But he was super nice. And then when we told him we were either going to leave the car or get someone to help us out, he was like, "All right, no problem." Gave someone his card in case we needed it. But the best part was, this is how not great that section of Newark is that we were in. When the cops overheard that we were leaving the car, that might be leaving the car there overnight, both of them turned around and they were like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Because this car might not be here tomorrow."
No, and I was like, "Guys, I'm telling you, because listen, I live 7 minutes from there.
Yeah.
So my family has had cars stolen all the time and they end up in Newark. That's where they end up. And I was like, this car will not be here in the morning. And Anthony's brother Michael was like, I'm gonna take the key. And I was like,
as if that was the problem.
He's like, they won't have the key. I was like, it doesn't matter. The whole car will be gone and it will be in pieces in 6 hours.
Yeah. And even if so, the car, because it wasn't moving, even if they tried to steal the car and it didn't move, I mean, the tires would have at least been gone. Like, it would have been in pieces by the time we got back.
So then, but also what happened, and keep in mind now, Anthony's cousin was visiting from Canada, hadn't been in New Jersey for more than 12 hours at this point. When the cops were leaving, they handed him a flare.
Yeah. Even though we were out of the road already, we were in a parking lot and we were safe. And this flare, I don't know where it is right now, but it was like an industrial, it was military grade flare. This thing, it was like this. I mean, I can't really show you on the screen, but it was gigantic.
He was like, they're not kidding when they talk about America. They're handing me explosives and I just got here.
So we start trying to figure out what happened to the car. And because it basically died in that moment, everything on the screen lit up. So you couldn't go by the diagnostics on, or the indicators on the dashboard, because literally every single thing that could light up
was lighting up.
Was lit. So,
well, and then you guys push it into a parking spot.
Yeah.
So I call, you start pushing it into the parking spot. I'm now driving. First of all of them start yelling at me that I'm not turning it and the wheel is locked. So I don't know. They're like, you have to turn it. Do you not see the lines? And I'm like, guys, what? And as I'm about to get out, I start noticing that the gas tank, it says yellow reserve fuel. And I'm like, it can't be. I get out. That's when Michael gets in and is like, oh no, this wasn't here before. He's like, it's saying reserve fuel. And we're like, there's no way you would have noticed it. And you guys have said like it flashes huge, right?
I did not. I wasn't aware of that. But there is, just like every car, there is an indicator that you have low gas.
So I call that. So that's when I call my parents. I'm like, Dad, either way, can you come pick me up in Newark? Yeah. I know it's 2 a.m., but do me a favor, bring gas, because I know he has some. So we wait for my dad to get there. He puts gas in it.
And it just turned on right away. But I will say there was a little bit of a defense. So then we filled up gas. We ended up getting home at like 2:30 in the morning. And the next day, or maybe it was Sunday, whatever it was, my mom went to go to Starbucks in Midland Park. And the car stalled out quickly at that point too. So it might
you guys
not
filled
have
up
been the
too.
gas. Yeah, it was full at that point. It might not be the gas, but it's definitely not the gas, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But I guess when my mom checked like the Mercedes app that they have
when we were
stalled in Newark, it said there was still 20 or 30 gallons or 20 or 30 miles. But once you get down to that point, once you're that close, it's not an exact science. And 20 miles is not that far away from zero when you're talking about a full tank of gas. So you never know. But we did make it out. And I will say there were times while we were stuck there in Newark just waiting, and the cops left and the tow trucks left and there's no emergency vehicles by us anymore, which, again, they weren't there for us. They just happened to be there for a motorcycle accident a little bit before. It got a little sketchy.
Yeah, we were all standing outside of the car because it was warm and like inside the car it was hot. And at one point I was looking around, I was like, I'm going to get in the car because like I feel like I'm just a sitting duck at this point. And then you guys got in, and then Anthony even took his necklace off and put it under the seat. And I was like, well, do you want to put it in my backpack? And he was like, no, if they hold us up, they're going to take all our stuff.
I said, yeah, if someone comes to take something, they're going to take your backpack.
I was like, this is insane.
And if anyone's you've at some point in your life, you've been through a rougher neighborhood, there's weird things that you see. Even if they're not dangerous, there's just weird things that you will see in those types of neighborhoods. And at 1:30 in the morning, my cousin noticed that some man was just pushing a lawnmower down the sidewalk at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that your cousin just we're like, welcome to America. So Claire just sent this. What kind of Mercedes is it? Because they're recalling more than 140,000 models 2021 through 2023 over an issue that could cause a loss of drive power.
Huh.
The issue concerns the fuel pump, which may be deformed and come into contact with the fuel pump housing. As a result, the vehicle may lose propulsion, unexpectedly increasing the risk of crash and injury.
I mean, I would say it's earlier than 2021.
I don't think it is.
Because I think they had it before the Great Panini of 2020.
No, but sometimes you get a
Oh,
2021.
true. You could get a 2021
Yeah.
and 2020. So
Yeah.
they could have had it before the Panini, but it's labeled as after the Panini.
Your mom said no, it's not, but I don't know.
Oh, my
No,
mom's
it's
in
not.
here. Okay.
No, it's not 2021, or no, it's not.
It's not a car.
Hold it. It's not a car.
Yeah.
It's just not a car.
I don't know. I just felt like saying something.
Wait, there was something else about that situation that
I think we've covered it all.
I know, but oh, yes. There are very few people who will enjoy this. One of the cops, they have their like name tags, and it said J Peralta. And in that moment, I was like, I have so many questions, but I'm not going to ask.
Explain.
I will, but I wanted to say that for the people that will understand. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, great show. If you never watched it, it is actually hilarious. Is it Andy Samberg?
Mm-hmm.
He's a cop on the show, and his name is Jake Peralta.
Oh.
Jay Peralta, and literally he goes by Jay Peralta. That whole stuff is, and I was like, dude, you're a cop and your name is Jay Peralta. Like, if it wasn't the situation, it was, but he's probably got it so many times. Turns out that my niece's boyfriend actually went to the academy with him.
Well, also my cousin George, who's a cop in Jersey, a state trooper, knows someone who knows Jay Peralta, apparently.
I don't remember the other guy's name.
I would imagine, especially because they're all around the same age, I'd imagine through the academy and through a friend of a friend, they all know each other at some point.
I literally was like, and I'm reading it to make sure. I'm like, wow, this is cool.
So I learned something really interesting. And if you're familiar with firearms and law enforcement, you might know this, but I didn't. When I went to go work out with my cousin George, he's the one who's a Jersey state trooper. And because he's a state trooper, he obviously has his gun license and he has some guns. So I had him show me some of them when I was at his house. And he was explaining to me that he has a rifle that he bought on his own, but still uses for work. So my question to him was, well, I mean, the cops, the budgets are pretty big. Why can't they give you a state issued rifle or whatever you would call it? And he brought up something that I never would have thought about. It's like with a rifle and with the way that you have the scope on it and stuff like that, and you have to train with it, and the precision you need, the ones that they have at the station aren't necessarily measured or calibrated to each of the officers because they're essentially shared guns. So so a lot of them will buy their own, especially when it comes to rifles. They'll buy their own, then they have to get certified and tested with that gun by the police department so that they can use it while they're on duty.
That's cool.
And the way he explained it, he was like, listen, this is a gun where if you are trying to hit a target that's further away, it does need to be calibrated properly so that you can make the right shot, especially in possibly crowded or dangerous situations. And it was stuff like that always fascinates me because I don't know the inner workings of everything, obviously, but learning some of those things, like we have a friend who was he in the Marines, Mitchell?
I knew that's what I was going to say. Yeah. He was telling us how, well, A, it's partially budget, and B, partially same reason. And he's like, the best thing he said to me was, everyone's always like, oh, our military budget is so big. He's like, and here I am having to buy my own belt to put all of my equipment in because the belts they give us either suck or they don't exist. And then you get a list of things you have to bring with you when you're going out on missions or going away, and they don't even give you that stuff that you need. You have to buy it yourself. He's like, I buy my own weapons to fight for our country.
He said that before he got deployed overseas, he was in Iraq for a while. He got a list from his whatever commanding officer. It was like, listen, I can't tell you to buy these things legally, but you're probably going to want to buy these things before you go overseas. And so that was a different thing entirely because with the police, they did provide it. It just wasn't. It's like if you were playing football and there were just standard cleats that you didn't necessarily love or feel great in, you get your own and you bring them to the football stadium, right? Like it's not a great comparison, but similar. This was completely different where they literally didn't provide things in the military for the Marines that they would need overseas. And a lot of people hear the military budget and think that it's going to active troops overseas, but in reality, it's going to weapons manufacturers.
Yeah.
It's going to the military industrial complex, not to the actual soldiers themselves, who are oftentimes still left underfunded and overseas.
W Plants said BYOG.
Bring your own gun. Makes
Yes.
sense.
And then Scotty said this is like teachers, which, yes, like teachers don't get enough funding so that they have to get stuff for their own classroom, which brings me to something I wanted to bring up. Danny B, who's in the chat, messaged me the other day asking me if I could share her daughter's what teacher, she's a teacher, share her wish list. And the only problem I can't do that on social media is because then I will, like, as much as I want to help all of our teachers, we have like, I probably have 300 teachers that follow me. And I know that just from the conversations I've had. And the only way I'd be able to help all of them is if I put together a blog of all of their links, and it's just not going to happen. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it in our community for now. So I have her, Danny B's daughter, her wish list for her classroom this year. So I just put it in the chat.
Oh, cool.
No pressure to buy anything, but if you
Where
can,
is it?
it just went in the chat.
Oh, I think the chat that I have is delayed.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the featured chat part of it.
Yeah. So if you can help, that's great. If not, all good.
Yeah. Yeah, it is one of those things where it's just like any charity type of fundraising. I mean, my DMs every day are, can you share my list? Can you share my list? And it's people I don't know. And part of it is, if I don't know you well enough, I don't know if I can trust where that money is going. And I know that sounds shady, but it's
but you don't know
like that all the time. And the last thing I would want to do is use the trust we have built within this community and then send money to somewhere that we can't trust.
It sucks because also oftentimes it's people that have never messaged you before, so you don't know
exactly
if they're just doing this. Even with like GoFundMe's, I'm like, well, if I can't see the whole, if I can't find this as like a news article, which sucks, I'm not like, I don't know. It's such a weird situation because unfortunately we can't trust people, but you also want to help people. So it honestly is a case by case basis, and I just have to go with my gut most times. Sure, I've donated money to someone who doesn't need it before, but this case we know who it is.
Carla Marie, a lot of people are saying you should put the link in Discord as well.
Oh, good call.
So.
Okay, Danny's gonna do it. Thank you. Oh yeah, she said I'll put it in Discord. I just want to make sure it was okay first. Yeah, and Danny, I do appreciate you reaching out and asking, and thank you. Let's keep that going as a thing.
Yeah, the distrust we have in basically just society at this point is pretty sad. Because there are people that will be like, "Oh, I'm a teacher. Donate to my GoFundMe," and they're just trying to hit up as many people on social media that fall for it.
Right.
You know?
Desiree said, my roommate's a teacher and she's constantly having to buy things for her classroom because the school doesn't give her anything. So it sucks. I know.
I do remember once my cousin Mickey is a teacher, and years ago we were able to do something on Elvis's show, and I don't even remember what the mechanism was for donations, but I got so many notebooks and things like that I eventually drove over to her school in Little Ferry. And I don't even know if we did it on the air. I think it might have just been people in the office.
I don't remember this at all. So was it before me?
Maybe right when you started. It might have been that first year, so we maybe didn't know each other that well. But either way, I mean, I was able to get a bunch of stuff and drive it over to the school in Little Ferry. And it's crazy how much money teachers spend on supplies for classrooms when they don't necessarily make that much to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons that less and less people are becoming teachers, which means you get worse and worse teachers over time, which just tanks the entire school system. But if you don't resource it, that's just what's going to happen. I also think there's a little bit of a conspiracy going on.
Okay. We want to hear this, but I have to get your cat to the vet.
Oh, okay. Is it 12 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Okay. Well, my conspiracy is that there are major political and financial players behind the scenes that are trying to defund schools. That way more people go to private schools, which they are invested in and make money off of. There's my conspiracy. They're actively trying to defund our schools to help their pockets.
I don't disagree. But anyway, I got Max a vet appointment.
God bless you.
Thank you. For an hour from now. Because I believe that she has feline asthma. So we're going to find out because this is what she sounds like.
Sounds like she's got gas.
It's a cough.
She sounds like that.
So,
That's bad.
yeah, I know.
don't
I
think
know.
I-
You heard her. That was
Not like
she was
that.
keeping.
Maybe it just
That
sounds
was
worse from your phone.
okay. So yeah, she may have to get a little thing.
And then what do? You just put it on her face?
Yeah,
Like whenever she does that?
I don't know, daily.
Huh.
So we'll see. And then I noticed like sometimes her meow is like a little like raspy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But yeah, I got to get her to the vet. I got to get back here for a call, and then I got to go to Orange Theory. So I'm gonna be running around all day today.
All right. Well, see you later. Thank you for making time for us. Don't forget, there is a new episode of the Morning Show podcast available wherever you get your shows, and there will be one tomorrow as well. So make sure you give that a listen and hit the subscribe or follow button. Peace
Peace out, Cub Scouts.